Hello there, darlings. Welcome to the Clockwork Cabaret. They are old, they are not hip. They are the weird aunties that you didn't know you needed or wanted. And now, for a friendly reminder, this show is for adults. That darling DJ duo, Emmett Davenport and Lady Attercop, drink cocktails, have potty mouths, and at least one of them was raised by wolves.
And with the sound of the cuckoo, you know that it is time for the Clockwork Cabaret.
Hooray!
I am Emmett Davenport.
And I am Lady Attercop.
And once again, you have joined us on this not spooky time.
Wow.
Which makes me sad.
Well, considering how we both dress.
Yes.
And the decor in which we surround ourselves, I would argue that all times are spooky times.
It is true. It is true. That we do have an obscene amount of skulls.
I had to put skulls away so that I could put out my Halloween decorations. You've got to take down the everyday skulls.
Oh,
so
and put up the festive skulls.
Right, the special skulls.
That is true. I actually had to remove some creepy spider and skull motifs from the house in order to put out
the
my Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
So yes, and now with it becoming, the autumnal time and November and approaching the Yule, I will have to put
Santa hats on all the skulls.
Yeah, well, right now I have crows all over my porch. Those were what I put out for Halloween. I just have a plethora of crows on the porch. And I was just thinking of getting little tiny Santa hats and just putting them on.
100%. Because,
just leaning into the fact that this is ridiculous and I'm lazy.
Well, and also, if you think about it, here's my justification.
Okay. Well, crows are...
Well, no.
They like gifts. They like shiny things, and they like gifts. And
well, I'm going to insult all of our Christian listeners. I'm going to say, you can extend this to even Christmas, even though in the Christian holiday, that Christmas is a time of rebirth from the dark time of the year, when you start to look forward to the eventual return of the sun.
Yes.
And the end to the long, dark, hard days.
Right.
We can say that this relates to Christianity in that this is the symbolic birth of Jesus, who has come to is going to make his followers reborn in Christ.
All right.
So I would say that ravens, which are a death image, death adjacent, in that they are carrion birds and they eat eyeballs.
Crows,
and crows, and they eat eyeballs. That they are perfect for Yule, perfect for Christmas, because that is the death of the old and the birth of the new.
Okay.
So not only am I going to say that defo Santa hats on the birds, because that is adorable. Tiny little carrion.
Wait.
You need some eyeballs?
Wait. What if instead of not only putting hats on the crows, I also just put out some white doves.
Oh, there you go.
And mix them in.
No, just one.
Just one?
That's the symbolic things to come.
Okay, there you go.
And then
I just put one up higher.
Yeah.
Than all of the crows, and then all the crows have Santa hats.
Santa hats, and they also they definitely need some eyeballs.
Okay, some eyeballs.
Yeah, they need to eat some eyeballs.
Some innards.
Maybe a few innards.
Okay, some bones.
Maybe a few bones.
Okay.
I'm hogswatch. I'm more hogswatch than Christian.
We'll go more Mithras.
Yeah.
Mithras, blood and bones and snow.
And you put some holly in there, and holly is symbolic of blood and rebirth.
Yes,
So put some holly and some mistletoe. Holly is blood. Mistletoe is, if we're being politically correct, bone.
Yes.
It's not bone.
Yeah, it's something worse.
It's something else.
Yes.
That comes from a bone. But yeah, you sprinkle some of that out, and then it's festive and change the lighting up.
Oh well, yeah. Well, so we have lights up all year round, and it changes depending on the times.
The LED.
Because we're lazy, and we have a rainbow light, so that we just change the colors depending on the holiday.
Yeah, change up the lighting.
I like to make it blue and white for Hanukkah, and I like to do some orange. And,
put a menorah out there.
Yes.
Why not?
Why not? I'll do all of it. If we're gonna be weird about it, I'll put out a I have a dreidel. I'll put out a dreidel.
I have a dreidel. Glasses and guilt. Gonna work that.
Yeah.
0.1% Jewish.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. So we'll do all of it. We'll just put a little bit of everything out.
There you go. And just,
also, crows and ravens would love some gilt because it gets shiny.
It is shiny.
It's shiny and they like that.
Don't give them guilt. Give them
No, these are fake. These are fake birds.
No, I know, but in real IRL, don't give your IRL crows those. Give them some peanuts. They deserve it.
I will say that 2 days ago there were 3 crows, big ones, on the way to the cafe, and I was so excited that as I was walking to the cafe and I saw them, I was like, "Who's a pretty bird? Who's a pretty bird?"
I love crows.
And they just looked at me like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, stop talking to me. I'm trying to eat this garbage right here that's on the floor." And
I love that they walk around instead of fly.
Yeah.
They're just like, I could fly, but
there were
I don't
3.
need to.
There were 3 of them, and they were huge, and they were just so gorgeous. And I was walking by, and they could not care less that I was there. And I was like, "You are my favorites, and I love you." And
as is proper, just totally ignoring you.
Yeah, and I was very excited about it, though. There were 3 of them, and they were big.
Yes, we have some. We have a murder of crows that hangs out in the area of the salon. They don't go near the salon, but I hear them calling to each other all the time when I'm parking my car or going to my car, and I'm very excited, and I want them to be my friends.
I know, I want them to be my bird friends.
But I don't think that the co-op across the street would appreciate it if I made my own little army of corvids, not covids.
That's a different thing.
We've already got an army of covids.
We don't want that.
I had a legit damn zombie nightmare, and it was like a 1-to-1 correlation of COVID, and I'm like, you're not even being subtle about it, brain, about that, how I had there was a zombie disease. You catch this? There was a zombie disease that you could get, but if you got inoculated against it, you would not turn into a zombie as long as you kept your stress levels low.
Oh.
But there was a second, more virulent strain of the zombie disease.
Wait, was this a dream?
This is a dream.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
My brain was not being subtle at all. It's like, no, you can catch it, but as long as you were inoculated, if you keep your stress levels low, you won't turn into a brain-munching monster. Right? But there was a second, more virulent version of the zombie disease that was called going, quote, rabid, that if you got bit by something that had the rabid strain, you would go full normal Tarantino zombie. Tarantino never directed a zombie movie. I don't know why I pulled his name out of the hat.
I don't know.
You would go full Romero zombie. But you would also have the fast zombie genes because like a rabid dog or something.
Like 28 Days Later kind of thing.
And at that point, even the inoculation was not going to save you.
Wow, your brain is kind of a jerk, huh?
But my brain likes to take current events and say, how could this fuck you personally? Because in the dream, I had been in isolation for 2 years because I had caught the zombie strain, but had gotten the inoculation, so I was keeping away from people, keeping my stress levels low. But
Yeah.
then someone convinced me to come out of my reticence to help them with a party.
Oh.
No, not you. Someone from high school.
I was about to say, wait,
No.
is this a little close to home?
No, someone from high school insisted
Okay.
I had to take them to the mall that sold Japanese soda. Again, my brain is very specific.
Okay.
And then I got attacked by a rabid kitten.
Oh.
Specifically a kitten, because this person was like, oh, but it's a kitten. It couldn't be rabid. It can't hurt you. And then it bit me and I got the rabid disease.
Oh.
And then I had
Your
to go.
dreams are very vivid.
Yeah, and then I had to go into, I went
Like,
to there was an institute set up for people who had been bitten by the rabid zombie strain, and they locked me in a glass cage.
if anyone would like to use this for their own horror novel or horror movie, please just give Lady Attercop credit for it.
Yeah, just give me a shout out. I'm good with that.
I mean, I feel like you've got a really good basis for something right there. Also,
It's a little on the nose right
Yes.
now, but in 5 years it'll do great.
it'll be great. It'll be great.
And of course, in the dream, there were people that didn't believe the rabid version of
Oh,
the
of
zombie
course.
virus
Yeah.
was real.
Right.
Yeah,
Of
and the
course.
person I was going to the mall with to buy, again, specifically Japanese sodas, did not believe that the
virus was a real thing.
virus was real.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know why we had to get Japanese sodas specifically for this party and why they were at the mall. And they were
Was
kept-
it a Sailor Moon party?
I don't know. No,
I'm gonna
Sailor
guess
Moon,
because
no.
it was a high
Might
school
have been.
thing.
It might have been.
Because it was a Halloween. Because it
No,
was
that
a
was
high
in
school
college.
party.
It was in college. It was in college that I was recruited for a Sailor Moon cult.
Oh, well then, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
It was
And
ahead
they
of
kept
your
saying,
time.
and he kept saying, it was a guy.
Oh.
It was a guy, spoiler. And he kept saying, well, I don't know where the stand is. You have to come with me to the stand. I'm like, I haven't been here in 2 years. I've been in isolation. I don't know where it is either. Figure it out. I was very upset with him
Oh.
for making me go to the mall. And I was like, keep it cool. Don't turn into a zombie. And then I got bit by the rabid kitten and turned in and had
turned
to.
into a zombie anyway.
I didn't. By
Oh.
the end of the dream was me going to this institute where
Oh.
they put me in a glass walled cage essentially because I was going to go full Romero zombie, and they were going to lock me up until they hopefully found a cure. And it was me crying and calling everyone I knew and telling them goodbye.
Oh.
And that's when I woke up because my brain's a real dick.
Wow. Oh, see, my brain would have woken up
Oh,
a
no.
little earlier. I feel
My
like.
brain's gotta wait to the moment that's gonna have the most emotional impact.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that would be a good movie though. Like,
would be a
like
great
how it
movie.
would end.
That would be the ending
how
of the movie.
The ending of the movie would
Yeah.
be the poor
As the protagonist
poor-
faces losing their humanity,
yes.
as the virus overtakes them,
Yeah.
in hopes that and there's a
says goodbye.
Says
It's
goodbye.
very very Scandinavian.
and in vague hope
Yes.
that there might be a cure
Yeah.
somewhere on the horizon.
Feels like a very Scandinavian.
And then you pan
movie.
out, and it's just all of those glass-fronted
And you just see all of
cells
these
with
people,
all of full
all
of
these
zombies.
people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the credits roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had dreams where credits have rolled
Yes.
at the end
Yeah.
because I thought this is like a movie.
it's
and
very-
then my brain went, "Here you go. Here's the credits."
Yeah. Here it's very the Vanishing Point, I believe it. Or no, The Vanishing. The Scandinavian version of The Vanishing is very has a
Similar
very good.
to that.
Yeah, it's very similar because it ends essentially with the scene of the scrolling over the news clippings of the last two victims of the serial killer
Oh,
kind of
gosh.
thing.
Yeah,
Who-
that would 100%
Yeah.
be where my brain
Yeah. Yeah.
ended the dream.
So what you're saying is your brain is a jerk.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a huge jerk. But if you're going to make a book out of this,
Yes.
hey,
Yeah, feel free because
feel free. And not the first time people are connected with this podcast have been featured in a horror novel. What's up?
yeah, I think that might be why we're talking about this.
It is. Because several of our friends just started reading The Hollow Places and went, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, for our listeners that have never read The Hollow Places, it's by Ursula Vernon, and it's a horror novel, so be prepared. But it features Mr. Ducky, Lady Attercop's significant other, very prevalently.
A character heavily based on Mr. Ducky, we should say.
Yes.
A different person.
It's a different, yes. But there is a lot of similarities.
There's a lot of Mr. Ducky in there.
There's a lot, and also there is a lot of dialogue that is taken directly from conversations that he and I have had in the cafe, and
it was a fun read.
Yes, yeah.
It was fun to cackle in recognition of not only what I knew to be true about my own significant other, but things that I was like, 100% this was Emmett and Ducky talking in the cafe.
Yeah, and yeah, so if you like horror novels and you would like to delve a little bit into a not real but slightly real interpersonal relationship with the cafe that I work at, you could check out The Hollow Places by Ursula Vernon.
Yeah, if you've always...
Actually, it's by T. Kingfisher.
T. Kingfisher.
Is the name that Ursula writes under for that.
Especially if you follow Ursula on Twitter and you've always wanted to... Or the cafe on Twitter, and you've always wanted to sit in there in an afternoon, but you're not in a geographical location.
Yes, yeah.
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah, yeah, that book or the Twisted Ones is also has a brief...
Has a you cameo.
Yes, has a very brief cameo by me in it.
What I'm saying is I want to be a cameo in a book.
Yes. Well, you just have to hang out in a coffee shop where a writer is.
Well, apparently I just tell everybody about my weird zombie dreams on a podcast.
Yes, either way, it'll work. So eventually someone will listen to us and turn this into something that we will get to see.
Listen,
maybe.
I don't have to survive. I'm fine with dying in the course of the book. But if it's somebody I know, I would really like them to survive. Because my anxiety doesn't need the help. As you can see from that peek into my psyche.
Oh, and with that, I'm going to play some music.
This jangly wristband triangle quartet is brought to you by the newly patented Fist Lock. Consider, my fellow gentle humans, the humble thumb lock on your door's doorknob, a dainty, effete manner of locking away your valuables and loved ones behind a mechanism that deters all but the most mildly curious of burglars. It is a device that practically screams to deranged passers-by, "Please, enter my home," and suddenly change the focus of my life to mindless, bloody vigilantism. No more! Save the effort of training in the Himalayas to avenge the murder of your aunt, and recline comfortably in your abode, knowing you are protected by the Fist Lock. Using the latest in pinball launching technology, you may safely, from behind a suitably reinforced door, deploy the Fist Lock in the gentleman's area or ladies' area of any unwanted intruder on your doorstep. Pet marauding anarchists will come to your home disguised inevitably as postmen or the neighbors you've had for the past 10 years, and before they say, "We haven't seen you outside in 6 weeks," you'll pull back the patented pre-ghoulie smack mechanism and launch into their lower midsections the price of a profitable crime. The Fist Lock. Used in reverse, it's an effective form of birth control.
And live, for one night only, famed spiritualist and expert juggler Madame Yvonne de Lichtenspringer Stumblewaltz der Slappencandy will summon the ghosts of the entirety of the Union Army leadership and psychically will them into astral area loop-de-loop extravaganza that will last until the entire audience has changed religion. Guaranteed! Presented to you by the Committee for that which committees should not be known, at a location where you least expect it.
As always, the Clockwork Cabaret is lost at sea with only the seagulls and the gnawing hunger for Mad Wasp Radio. If only this raft were made of beef jerky and milkshakes that somehow provide the solution to our conundrum.
And
that was a perfect song set.
Oh, thank you.
Very good.
Oh,
very good.
you.
It contained everything we love.
I thought I was very proud of myself for all of that. It had some esoteric, literature references, and then it had some food references, and then it had cartoons and no pants, which
and
I'm
Leslie
always
Hall
for.
singing about no pants.
Yeah, I felt very proud of myself.
Yeah, that was very good.
Thank you. I'm very self-congratulatory about it.
You should be.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Hooray! I did my job adequately.
Hey, everybody! Beige star, not a gold. Too ostentatious.
Yes.
But a beige star.
Yes.
Good enough.
For doing my job that I was kind of good at.
Well, no,
For
not
this
kind
time.
of good at. Good at. Like, if you don't want to hire us to help you write horror novels and or screenplays based on our own weird brain chemistry,
Should hire us to make your soundtracks.
there you go. Tell me this is not Hey, remember when AO24 was like, "Oh, what tweet should we make into a horror movie?" Scrap that noise. AO24, what playlist of ours should you make into a horror movie?
Every single one of them.
We are good at it. You should hire us.
Turn everything that we do into a horror movie. I mean, honestly.
It's already halfway there. I was telling Emmett in between song sets about the time I went to see Two Man Gentleman Band in Fort Lauderdale, and the girl in the bathroom asked me to use my lipstick, and I was just drunk enough to let her. And then she went out to the bar and hit on Mr. Ducky because she thought he wasn't a he.
Oh!
And then when I came over and was all like, "Oh, hey, honey, what's up?" And she's like, "Oh, you're together. That's perfect." And then she left. Like, and I was like, "Are we?"
Did she steal your lipstick?
No. I
gave it back.
handed it to her and let her use it in the bathroom.
Oh,
And then she
but she used your lipstick to try and seduce Mr.
my
Ducky.
own man, not my own man, my own Ducky. She used my lipstick to try to be fair, she didn't know
Yes.
it was my Ducky. But but the part
still.
that worried me was, "That's perfect." And then she
walked
wandered
away.
off, and it was like, why, for what purpose are you?
That you will find out later in the sequel,
That
in part 2.
concerned me. Like the time I got hit on by a Scottish man that spent
Oh, and then
45
squished your
minutes,
faces
and
together.
then so it was
Yes.
like, "Oh, you're with Ducky," and I was like, "Yeah." "Oh, you're so good together. You should make babies," and squished her, and I'm like, "Are you going to force this?" Like, we didn't have plans on continuing this genetic horror show, but apparently your plans are other. So I don't know. That's a horror movie.
Yeah. And so for
Us breeding is a horror movie.
and with that, this has been the Clockwork Cabaret.
That's right.
She is Lady Attercop.
And they are Emmett Davenport.
And it's not work we do.
it's love. Or
and
something
possible
more upsetting.
horror.
Yeah, or something more upsetting.
There was a bee, a pretty little bee. I see why you might choose it. I'd rather have a mad wasp, 'cause he plays all the music.
Choose the Madman Wasp. He plays all the music.